through this creation, I want people to be healed and to be touched with the consciousness, and that consciousness would make them realize that what we are living on the surface is just a wee bit of the truth. Like the God is seen in so many expressions, millions of expressions is the passage of time through cultures, through different languages, through different expression of emotions. There is no doubt about it. We're all coming from the same system of sound, which is rooted in us as a frequency. So when I hear the words which are in harmony with that frequency, it emerges as a picture in my own self, and it emerges as a vibration in my body. And that's how we relate to music, we relate to the lyrics of the music. We can feel the feeling of those words, whether it is bringing up the emotion of love in me, the joy or sadness or shock or pathos or trauma or separation or bliss or, ecstasy.
Well, we've made it to shore. But just where are we? This place looks strange and very unfamiliar. Okay.
I followed the parade, crawled up on the stage, told them what I'd seen, swallowed a grenade, shot up from the grave, saw the end of days, drank the Yahweh, and woke up from a dream. I know that love's supreme above everything. I saw God is locked inside a cage, and propaganda flash on the projection screen. Saw F-15s and death machines quell the praises of the Most High that angels in the heavens sing. Saw my own prejudice and deepest fears, and I hollow mirrors plagued by the illusion that we're separate beings. And our collective sickness manifests through atom split that strip flesh from bone and sap the essence from a precious thing. Once upon a time I crashed on the sofa. Money makes the world go round, that's what they told us. Got him on the cuff, flipped him fast, met the quota, then sat back and watched those stack like pagodas. I followed the parade, strolled with the masses, shot him from the grave, rose from the ashes as Roddy Piper's Ray-Bans and rose-colored glasses on the road to Damascus in the throes of controlled madness. I've been searching for my brother's lost mind, built myself a prison where I'm judged for thought crimes. Behind my eyes 1,000 painted birds fly the coop, driven by their thirst for knowledge and the urge to find the truth.
Don't you see?
The sequence of events that led me right here are a mix of sweet dreams and collective nightmares. A pilgrimage through the vast wilderness where lost souls flood rivers with poison to feel like they exist.
He who bends to himself a joy doth the winged life destroy. But he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise.
Don't you see? See?
Listen, listen, listen! It was a great day. Everything was going fine. For a while.
Waiting for the tide to break. Stakes are high as Empire State. Behind iron gates, wide awake, plotting my escape. I got a modest client base from the war spot, so I don't have to shovel coal while the overlords watch. An honest day's work for the sharp short shot whose weaponized words could turn swine to pork chops. We shape pliant minds in trying times, half gods by design, asking why the blind sore spot. Consulted analysts, subway evangelists, holy men, shamans, prophets, and old old manuscripts, read by the soft light of citronella candlesticks. To keep the bloodsuckers at bay, put them all on display. Free myself from the beast rib cage, mouth like an automatic, tongue like a switchblade. I paid my dues, I lopped out the serpent's head. The checks in the mail like old Jack Burton said. Through it all you maintain, play the game, state your aim, embrace change, create a lane. Stake your claim, disconnect from the mainframe. Bite the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle, and shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull. I saw a man walk the streets whipped and bleeding. Every drop spilled fed the earth and gave it meaning. Eden blossomed in the barren landscape. The priest class sealed it off with mandates and secret handshakes. Now we brave a new world, a wilderness of mirrors, of lies and half-truths that instill a sense of fear. A telescreen wasteland, overwrought with lies, soda pop, social activists that pose for the photo op. Look at all the zombie youth falling prey, starving for attention. I can see their ribs from a mile away. High praise from the tastemakers, ape each other's styles, ride every wave and pander to your base nature. I fought a war inside, boxed with the Lord of Flies, live what you glorify, saw through distorted eyes. Reported live from a fortified prison where you're taught to trust cold dead logic over vision. Through it all you maintain, play the game, state your aim, embrace change, create a lane. Stake your claim, disconnect from the mainframe. Bite the hand that feeds falsehood and break chains. Wrestle with your soul, separate from the whole. The more you try to mask it, the less you're in control. I've lived half my life by the pleasure principle, and shot the poison to relieve the pressure in my skull.
Poets are heralding great warnings, hipping many cats to where it's at. To where it's at.
Out there in darkness, stuck in the middle passage of time, watch them reap the stuff from the rotten seeds they've sown.
Hey, look here. I'm here.
Drive from the past, dog chase cat. The light the Mona dug her claws in my back. From lies that entrap to lies that attract. The straw that snapped the camel spines caused to react. You had your way before you threw me to the curb. Chastise and whip me like a true Venus in furs. I brought the whole house down, cracked both pillars. Packed to the gills, no frills, no filler. Tactless, act passive, bad lashes. It's raining ashes, cats and mastiffs. I catch fish with net, pass piss test, collect cash whip. Old Pathfinder with holes in the head gasket. Pills for the hippie with the sandals dripping from his pores. Wearing pools on the floor in the kitchen. We shed all inhibition, knock a screw loose and mob through the streets like the wild chopper Tulus. Companionship, I could sleep. And if I had the world of excess to distract me, I would gladly. I thought twice, then declined when you asked me. Confronted by past deeds, I follow where the path leads.
When I lay me down.
Strange things stock the depths with the white whale and Loch Ness. To face off with heroes at the gods test. A lot to process, act more, talk less. Never treat queens like playthings and objects. We're all cogs in the church of progress. Scientists looking for something to dissect. We're gluttons with an appetite for destruction, that drink the devil's nectar and dine on God's flesh. I met Delilah in the pitfall I fell into. She turned my high Clydesdale into Elmer's glue. Held me paralyzed, said I put a spell on you. I'll take and take till there's nothing left but a shell of you. The anima shadow is Babylon, a stop along the way for the traveling vagabond. Late night I hear her voice echo through the street, counting sheep, chasing inner peace, desperate for release. Companionship, I could sleep. If I had the world of excess to distract me,
I would gladly.
I thought twice, then declined when you asked me. Confronted by past deeds, I follow where the path leads.
When I lay me down to
sleep. When the soul identifies with Maya, it forgets. Thus the soul is temporarily in darkness. It is deluded, and it dreams the mortal dream. Becoming increasingly involved and confused, the soul remains bound up with the world. The intuitive faculty becomes suppressed, and its perception of truth blotted out.
Over the last few years, I have been studying my life and my actions and my deeds and my heart and my loves and my hates and everything. And everything you go through in life is going to come back to you at some point. You're going to have to deal with it. And when you get to my situation where you're alone by yourself thinking about things, well, you think about all those things. And all the shit I've done, all the good shit, all the bad shit, everything comes back to you. The good stuff is the good stuff, and the bad stuff gives me an opportunity to try to heal everything I've done. But you're my boy. Oh boy, do I love you. Did I ever tell you how much I love you? Holy shit.
Cast skyward by strange magic of sun, rain, wind. Who can still doubt miracles?
Strange overtones, God bless the overgrown child that could hold his own, throwing stones at the sky full of drones. He clipped a wing that fell to earth and hit close to home, and found insects nesting in his mobile phone. It's wishful thinking that a song could heal the sick rose. I sit and pull thistles out my thick skull. Live slow, keep it simple. Sweep the father leaves out the temple when it's 10 below, freezing and the cold wind blows. Some nights we overindulge, kick back, shoot the shallow shit, chew the pig fat, act on impulse. Met my love after Elohim, so my ribs closed. With devils selling dreams at the disco. Took her hand and stumbled toward the exit. Felt the pressure build, precious virtuosic flesh, clarinet is stressed to kill. I'll sit alone and watch the rain falling from your eyes when they crack the seventh sill below the solemn summer sky. Birds in the cage, rats in the belly, snakes in the grass, bats in the belfry. About the ocean that professed love to Ishmael. I sifted through the serpent like intestines of a sick whale.
That sounds dangerous.
Beneath the sleep-like veil, I read the stomach lining of the beast like braille, and walk the street feeling like my feet might fail.
That's how I learn. You can do it too.
I'm learning not to hold my tongue, but how to hold a tune with a drop of golden sun leaking from an open wound. Below the full moon, reposing in the womb, sticking acupuncture pins in your thick skull balloon. I make my way through the forest and chart progress, following the queen, running with sharp objects. Stop, catch your breath, set the hatchet down, dig a hole and bury it. God bless the poet proletariat, the lowly. Lost Lord, we get down on both knees, choking back tears while the world moves at full speed. You give them time, they'll pilfer the village blind. What's ill is they're building shrines to realists and philistines, and hide shame with pride. I'm guilty of the same sin, born with the same snake attached at the brainstem. Strange, beautiful things losing their wings, from heaven's promised heights to the crucible flames. Listen, birds in the cage, rats in the belly, snakes in the grass, bats in the belfry. About the ocean that professed love to Ishmael. I sifted through the serpent like intestines of a sick whale.
That sounds dangerous.
Beneath the sleep-like veil, I read the stomach lining of the beast like braille, and walk the street feeling like my feet might fail.
That's how I learn. You can do it too.
Every time he opens his mouth, he says, oink. And I could not accept any lie that is so phonetically out of harmony with my ear. You understand? The pigs of the power structure are oinking to the people. Let's get you a boot off my neck or I'm gonna try to snatch your leg off.
Lost in the bliss of a lofty wish, a pot to piss, pockets thick, pop hits for the populace, pop Chris to wash the pills down your esophagus. On the eve of the apocalypse, we got megaton bombs, rocket ships, stop and frisk, and deep state operatives. I've been waiting for the plot to twist, I'm an optimist, locked in the grips of an unseen head with the axe to grind, a vagabond, far from home, following the path toward Avalon. When the market thrives and the sharks arrive to tear apart your hide with sharpened knives, you can see a world with a darker side, where they harbor lines and the high oligarchs resides. We're led toward our demise, narcotized by a phantom menace. Got a house and a car to drive, a new phone and a smart television with a camera in it. In the pandemic land, a branded image. Show me where the answer is hidden. A cancer is living in the minds of men. We got wolves in the den and ants in the kitchen. Far as the eye can see, there's eyes in the sky that are eyeing me. Bones with the world in a stranglehold that want control. Their mantra goes: money, sharpen swords, guard the doors, call the knives, terror, call the chores. Far as the eye can see, there's eyes in the sky that are eyeing me. Bones with the world in a stranglehold that want control. Their mantra goes: money, sharpen swords, guard the doors, call the knives, terror, call the chores. Broke away from the day-to-day to take a walk in the citadel, in the crown of the human shell, in the living hell where the inner hounds come running at the sound of the dinner bell. The world outside reflects every inner complex and effect below that we project from the depths of a restless soul as oppression grows for the collective whole. I've been in the heaven on earth in the soft light of a new dawn. I've been in the realm of the sun of darkness, chained to my self-hate when I couldn't move on. We oscillate between opposites, locked in the grips of a hidden hand, drawing lines in the sand, trying to make a stand till the lion lays with the lamb in the confines of a wasteland. When it's 8 below, when you stroll down a vacant road with no place to go, it takes a toll. Take it slow, try to break the mold to find space to grow, to build in the midst of the chaos here, in the belly of the beast where they prey on fear, with police on the centipede creeping the street that'll reach for their peace and bang. Far as the eye can see, there's eyes in the sky that are eyeing me. Bones with the world in a stranglehold that want control. Their mantra goes: money, sharpen swords, guard the doors, call the knives, terror, call the chores. Far as the eye can see, there's eyes in the sky that are eyeing me. Bones with the world in a stranglehold that want control. Their mantra goes: money, sharpen swords, guard the doors, call the knives, terror, call the chores.
If a man has a good hold on life, the hold gets more assured and secure as he goes on.
That's right. Then things should become easy for him. During that period when I analyzed my dreams and began to get a glimpse of the pattern of my life, I saw the errors I had made and assumed full responsibility for everything.
There must be some inaudible but effective message buried at subliminal levels on one of the hit records. Well, maybe. It's causing them all to behave like derelicts. What's the problem? It's important to be liked, but it's more important to be free and to be yourself. That's not exactly true, you know. I'm stuck here in civilization.
Wait a minute.
Ah, shut up, you bloody mouth. Funds low, left my wallet, no segundo. After die, backed an extra brolic and gung-ho. Stay cool and composed when meatheads with front row tickets to the gun show. We're gunning for your numbskull. It spiraled out of control, I hit the exit. Ran for dear life past the junkie with the death wish. Out of step with the network, socialite nexus. And every ways to blog hype on your guest list. Give me precious, momentary respite. I'll find like minds to connect with. Deadlift the world's weight and count reps. Then flex for the montage and throw those to doom skull down the steps. I may get cheated death but treated with respect. Stressed out with debt collectors breathing down my neck. A twice born life form following tradition. trying to shift tides with the movement of a big pen.
Money has its own way.
It has its own way. It grows on flesh and bone. Tell them what they won't say. I listen close when the other side's speaking through me. Cry oceans, sweat bullets, and bleed profusely. Never had much, from a bottom feeder in a fishbowl to a hedonist with a string of bad luck and a fistful of dollars for the strip show where Maya bears it all for the ones who keep their lips closed. Keep me conscious of the promise that the future holds, so when I'm tempted I don't make a mess of something beautiful. Duck projectiles flying off of Cupid's bow. Walk the path since the luck of Lucian, you should know. I kept my balance on the thin line to juggle flames. On lover's lane where a lotus by any other name is still subject to death sickle and bullets from sex pistols, killing them soft and playing subtle games. Love is strange but nothing could ever come between the lady and the balladeer with the drum machine. A child filled with rage, a girl in a gilded cage, chasing the ghost of some idyllic age. I follow where the woman clothed in the sun goes. Fun slow, left my wallet no segundo. As the day unfolds and empires crumble, rule of thumb stay humble, cool and composed.
Money has its own way.
It has its own way. It grows on flesh and bone. Tell them what they won't say. I listen close when the other side's speaking through me. Cry oceans, sweat bullets, and bleed profusely. Never had much, from a bottom feeder in a fishbowl to a hedonist with a string of bad luck and a fistful of dollars for the strip show where Maya bears it all for the ones who keep their lips closed.
I just had a great idea.
Your hand in mine.
You look beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Into my mirror has walked a woman. In one breast she holds evidence of forest, in the other of sea.
Please don't let me be misunderstood. If I could, I'd pick the lock and leave here for good. Far from the spokesperson for the old serpent's coercion, who deceives the whole world behind the closed curtain. Who gave it teeth and claws, only God knows. Made us all into microcosms of the cosmos. A father queen nursed that thing. I'm trying to turn the liquid she secretes from a poison to a vaccine. Peep the Salvador Dali milk mustache. Grade A sustenance for rugrats, the poison in the panacea. They want the good without the bad, and brave the wasteland, do the best with what they have. Seekers, born leaders, lowly creatures, preachers, lotus eaters, yoga teachers, blind men, madmen, trying to escape the wrath, all lined up to drink sap from the sacred path. We want the milk and honey, an idyllic state. We want them both served to us on a silver plate. If you'd like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. We want the ambrosia, the prime real estate. We want to see behind the veil that conceals her face. If you'd like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. Send us emissaries to siphon the flower's essence, so we can move from early childhood through adolescence and re-establish a connection to the source in the demiurge dreamscape till things run their course. You want the good stuff, not the pain and the hell flames that melt chains and need to self-change. Honey drips from my honey dips lips dancing in the rain. I knocked on heaven's door till an answer finally came. And when I saw the ground of all being in its true form, I prostrated myself and cried like a newborn. Not a judge or a tyrant in the sky, but a universal flower inside of my mind's eye. So while the music press keeps the hive-minded nest buzzing, and the rest of them count sheep with death's cousin, I'ma shake the lion's cage in the final days and sit inside the praise in the shade of Miss Maya's maze. We want the milk and honey, an idyllic state. We want them both served to us on a silver plate. If you'd like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze. We want the ambrosia, the prime real estate. We want to see behind the veil that conceals her face. If you'd like a second helping, say yes please. I only sip the freshest of the fresh squeeze.
I have been staring at the sun-washed sky so long that I'm beginning to see yellow spots. All I want is to lie here with the sun warming my face until they come to drag me home.
doubt, it's definitely your own prerogative and responsibility to keep looking towards the light all the time. Because that's what your path is. You are thrown in this dark space called Earth, but we can always look towards the light. It's there. You are walking the right path. So how you process your dark all the time to go into the light, that's the thing which is the most important part of life. Always pursue the light.
The light should shine through your eyes. The light should be spoken through your words. The light should be felt in your deeds. That is the true purpose of our being on this earth. To uncover the light and let it shine brighter and brighter.
I wish that we could clip puppet strings, among other things, and walk hand in hand, smiling and suffering. I know a thing or two about the sins love redeems, and what it means to play kings and queens in each other's dreams. A pyrite crown, a killer whale clavicle, a phoenix wishbone, and showcasings from the Alamo. All powerful, all talk, hiding from the prying eyes that the walls got. Watching why the ball drops, I'm scared of life. Erudite parasites, spray pesticides and pave paradise. Joni Mitchell never lies, string pullers never tell the truth. They enterprise and fabricate a worldview to sell the youth. But when you smile, I forget about the mess we made, and life acquires depth through the trials of yesterday. I met you at a show, hiding out behind a lens, basking in your afterglow, smashing time and time again. The silent hymns of lambs laying in the lion's den are channeled from a higher plane and planted in the minds of men. You and I could bend the bars back on iron gates, clip puppet strings and crawl together through the fireplace. I need to trace the contours of a demon's face. I need the space to say my piece before I leave this place. I need to make the same pound cake Anita bakes and reawake from the grave to raise kundalini snakes. The fear of feeling shame's crippling. You push me in the right direction. We suffer countless life lessons. Love above everything's the essence, the revelation, the crown jewel of every earth angel's education. I'm wide awake now, I see it so clear. The sound of wedding bells is like music to my ears. The marriage of heaven and hell, the sacred veil of tears, the conviction that a wish could shatter this house of mirrors.
One,
2, 3,
4.
I could spot the Iblis, talking business with big fish. Symptoms of the world's sickness that preach hate and survival of the fittest. We cast long shadows and pearls before piglets. I was in the woods waiting for the rain to pass when it came to me with the flash of a brain synapse. You don't have to break your back for table scraps or take the task every snake you pass on the sacred path. We're just babies, dig the planets, the architecture, the firmament projected on the stretched canvas. The phantoms in your head vanish, disappear, and for a split second you could see it all crystal clear. I'm a hungry ghost, you're a hungry ghost too. A slave to an impulse that controls you. Raised by thieves, outlaws, and rogues through the Kali Yuga age where a solitary rose grew. It's all symptomatic. Climb up the staircase, crawl in the attic. Translate the writing on the walls and the ground. We all rise up when the sky falls down. give me light, give me rain. Nightmares, wayward past, iron chains. Revelation, give me something to believe in. And flowers for my queen while the earth is still breathing. I could spot a loud mouth, a fraud with an inner sanctum like an outhouse. He thought that he was God like Father God. Fell from his Babel tower and lay shattered on the ground in the magic hour. I could spot the opposite, the smug new atheist that stripped the universe of its sacredness and built a home in his self-satisfied void where he plays host to scarlet fever and typhoid. I've seen things that defy reason. All your wastelands are my Edens. Flowers grow from the corpses of dead magi that fertilize a new earth, and our tears feed the seeds in the dry season. I was raised by violent ocean waves and learned to turn the phrase in the kaleidoscope of ways. Behind the whole charade, through the madness and decay, half crazed watching matinees shackled in the cave. It's all symptomatic. Climb up the staircase, crawl in the attic, translate the writing on the walls and the ground. We all rise up when the sky falls down. Give me light, give me rain. Nightmares, wayward past, iron chains. Revelation, give me something to believe in. And flowers for my queen while the earth is still breathing.
Contemplate until you come so close to the object of your contemplation that you become almost one.
Hi, this is Kriya here. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I just wanted to say bye. I wish I'd taken a picture of the cover thing that you showed it to me, the drawing and the artwork that you did for the cover. I missed out on that. Anyway, we're always missing something in life, and that keeps us going. Take care, my dear.